Hello, everyone. Let's get the music going. Oh, is that going to be loud? It seems good. Hey, Francesco. Yeah, impromptu streaming today. Well, stuff I'm just going to be working on anyway. I'm like, I'll stream because why not? And I've done this before, so yeah. And this actually might be the last time I do for a while, so. All right, okay. Not last time I streamed, I mean last time I streamed me doing schoolwork. Because I'm about to be done school, is all I meant there. Yeah, and then it'll be summer. So, yeah. And then I can actually do whatever I want in terms of what I stream and have time for whatever big projects I want to be working on. That'll probably be a lot of the unicycle game. That's no secret or surprise, but, yeah. Anyways, so, what are we doing here? I'm still figuring that out, but no. So, we have to do something called CIFAR, that's an acronym, I don't actually know what it stands for, 10 classification, which basically means taking this handy-dandy, publicly available, publicly available data set with all these images and making an AI thing, being able to classify them, be like, oh yeah, that's an automobile, that's a horse, that's a truck, and doing that in Python, kind of, sort of. So, yeah, a lot of this will be me not knowing what I'm doing and figuring that out as I go. So, here we go. But first, I guess, actually I meant to have this open before I started the stream, but oh well. Not being prepared, as always. Actually, I have two things I'll do. I'm going to try to not get too off topic today, but at the beginning I want to show some things of what I've been up to, because I've been gone for a while, not being able to stream. So where have I been? Well, still just doing a lot of schoolwork. I would like to be streaming more, and soon I will be. It's just a matter of getting all this stuff done. Yeah, that is that. Basically, yeah, today's the 4th, in half an hour, about to be the 5th. I have 3 days to get done, 4 days, starting tomorrow, to get done 3 things. One of them will be a very, very tiny thing. One of them is this, and the other thing is something that's getting close to being done. So, that's a situation that I am in. It was 4 things. One of them finished yesterday, so yeah. It's all progressing well, and I think I'll be able to get everything done that I need to. But I still gotta actually get it done. Yeah, getting there. Okay, this is gonna take... okay, this thing opened. I wanted to show off the other one first, actually, but oh well. So, 2 things I've been doing were to... like, some things I was working on was some Unity projects, so I was like, I could stream some of that because it's Unity related. But even some group projects where I was like in group calls with group members with a lot of working on this, so yeah. And then also, as I posted it in the Discord, but, well, I guess for the context, what am I saying? Yeah, I had to, I did some more work on this that was like trying to get a lot of work done in a short period of time, so I wanted to just focus entirely on doing that, so I wasn't streaming that either. And actually that was this that I'll get to in a minute. Okay, this is open. I did want to show off this first, so I shall do that. We're going to turn off this music, because this game has music. I could have just opened the builds directly, because these are Unity things, but oh well, I did not do that thing. So... I'm going to show off, 2 things that I have been working on. And now, both of these were group projects, so I did not, so the unicycle game, I did 100% of that. The 2 things I'm about to show, I did not do all of. So, I can talk about what I didn't do, but, yeah, just making that clear right off the bat. So, this is walkies. So, this has music. Music too loud? No, it's good. Okay. So, what is this? So you remember how I made that unicycle game based on, which is how I made that unicycle game in general. This is in the same class where, long story short, that game was spawned out of, here's a list of a bunch of random job positions. Actually, I think I could find that original list somewhere that inspired the unicycle game. And I almost didn't do a unicycle thing. I was very close to not doing that. Almost did many different ideas that I was pondering over, but glad it worked out the way that it did. Here, let me find this one. No. Oh, Memento. I want to find that list. I have that list somewhere around here. Got it. And here. And Bam. This is royalty-free music, but lower pitched, I can tell. I know this exact song. Yeah, that be... It is royalty-free music, because that is what we found. Specifically, I found this through YouTube. YouTube has a handy-dandy thing that, well, is meant for, like, more YouTube videos, but I've made good use of it with, like, game-related things. If anyone goes onto their YouTube channels, where is it? Down here, there's audio library, and this has a bunch of royalty-free songs. Actually, you have to search by, you go, attribution not required. There's a bunch where you would have to give attribution, but, yeah, so this list that has a bajillion million songs. No, I know there's more than 1,000, or, I don't know, or, well, actually, that's like, there might be a lot more, or maybe this isn't filtering probably, I don't know, anyways, but, yeah, this has lots of songs that are continuously being added, looks like every month, which is kind of cool. And this is where I find a lot of my royalty-free music. It works. I have a few other sources, but this has been usually the one that's had the most results. So, yeah. Hey, Center Streams! Hi, hello! I wave back. Nope. Yes, nope. No operations. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I was just saying, yeah, that's where I got this music from. But anyways, get to that game that is in about a minute. But anyways, this was the original list that inspired the game I'm about to show and the unicycle game. Of these things, it's like, take one of these and make a game out of it. Yeah, and it was very, like, loose with the rules of this, like more about making a game, but yeah. I ended up choosing the Carney one, which became, yeah, a repairman of a carnival. That's just how that idea ended up developing. And originally it wasn't going to be a unicycle, you ran around and repaired rides. But then I was like, oh, okay, well, knowing that likely the game would be filled with a lot of placeholder art, I want to make sure that it, like, if you're this repairman, I want to make sure that carnival is an evident thing in the game, so that if I don't get to finish everything I wanted to, it's undeniable that it's carnival related. So then I'm like, okay, well, what if the main character moves around on a unicycle? That's carnival related. And then the idea sort of went from there. And then also it was like, oh yeah, then I wouldn't have to animate walk cycles. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, my first idea with the Carney idea was more of like an arcade style thing where, you know how carnivals have lots of arcade games? Not arcade games, like, what's the word? Like carnival games that are all like rigged and stuff often. Well, don't know how often that is, but you know, how it's a thing you hear about, I guess, of carnival, like all the carnival games, a lot of them being rigged in favor of not you. Well, I had an idea of turning that into a game where you were running one of these rides and you had to like purposely rig, not rides, games, and had to purposely like rig a game, like rig the games to have people lose, but then have them not see that you rigged it, or something like that was an idea I was tossing around, I was experimenting with, but I didn't end up going that way, so yeah. Another thing that I thought of was with Park Ranger. I was going down that, and that's almost something I went with, was being a park ranger and going around, well, I had two spins on it. One, making it almost like a horror type thing, something with like just being in a forced environment, which, I mean, there's plenty of games that do that, but I'm gonna try doing it myself, or trying to escape some kind of the type of environment that you have be working as a park ranger in. That's not the most creative, but it was an idea I was playing around with. And then another idea was, I like the idea of, so how I made that like driving tutorial a while back. Well, doing something with you being in like a golf cart, like driving around, doing tasks of some kind. It was another thing I played around with that I thought like the movement of that could be interesting. Yeah, you just drive around this park having to do tasks for people, but like a lot of the game mechanics, you just drive around in a golf cart, I thought would be funny, but that didn't happen either. But yeah, I'm happy with how the Carney idea that actually happened. Yeah, that's happy with how that turned out. And it almost makes me, though, with some of the other ideas, mainly the Park Ranger one, have some reference to that in the game somewhere. I don't know if we have like a character like that or something. I don't know. I think it would just be an interesting thing if we could fit it in somewhere, having some reference to how what was almost what the game was. Anyways, I'm not reading chat. My coding power increases. Yeah. I withhold knowledge of JavaScript, C#, C++, CSS, HTML, and Java. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. How many bytes in a float? It depends on what float you're talking about. If you're talking about a 64-bit float or 32-bit float, which 32 bytes, 64 bytes. What is the standard? The standard is 32-bit, or does it depend on what operating system you're on? Like if you're working on a 32-bit operating system, then would the default be a 32-bit float? And if you're working on a 64-bit operating system, then would the default be like 64? I don't know, but my guess would be 32. But I know that other options exist, like beyond the defaults. Yeah. I didn't say I know. I didn't say I know everything and oh wait, bytes. Oh, you said, oh, I thought you said bytes. No, I thought bits. I was just rambling about bits there. I didn't say I know everything else. I just withhold knowledge in them. I was joking, but it's 4. Yeah, 4 bytes, so 64, no. Wait, defaults are 16? A default float is 16 bits, so 4 bytes. Okay. No, wait, wait. No, I'm an idiot. Sorry, I can't do math. I'm a fraud of a programmer. I apologize. Well, how do you know of the free fandom chroma? I don't know how to answer that. I'd like to say not a lot, but I don't know nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Aware of existence, and I'm fine with not knowing more. Anywho, Alright, how dare you? I didn't say anything. I am saying no comment, is what I'm saying. We have a game with dogs. That's furry enough. Anyways, so let me actually get beyond this thing. So what is this? As I just said, we had that list. So this was a game another person made in our class, and then we had like a group project we had to get together, take one of our games, and then develop it further. We chose this one. We did not choose my carnival one, which is fine, because we thought that like mine was like this one had more to add to, whereas mine was like a lot more complicated. You remember how big my carnival unicycle game is. Anyways, let me just get into this, shall we? I'm getting about to what I'm actually doing in this stream eventually. I just wanted to show this off. And why is this not? Excuse me? Okay. So this is what the gameplay is. Oh, I already died before I got to even say anything. Yes, it's like a high score. So what's happening here, you ask? Well, basically, it's like an endless runner kind of thing, where you are actually controlling 2 dogs at once, and you gotta like not crash into anything. And yes, we got ragdoll physics going on, and this poor guy just being flailed around, which is pretty funny. Yeah, also day-night cycle, I did that, so cool stuff going on there. Yeah, so you're controlling 2 dogs, one with the arrow keys, one with the WASD. I can do that. You got a score, you got stuff. There's like power-ups that do different things. I'm waiting for one that's like, there's like a shield thing. The one that like makes you go faster, I think. One that gives you like a score multiplier, and one that is sort of like a shield. Wow. It works. It's a functional thing. Pause screen. Woo. I actually copied over the hover code of my unicycle game's pause screen onto this, so that's exists. But also this has graphics. Oh, it's also a thing where like different obstacles affect these guys differently. Like the big one can just run through bushes, and then the small one can hop over small things. So that's a thing. And then there's plenty that like yeah, anyways, it works. And then there's like a leaderboard thing. I didn't put in my name there. Anyways, it functions. Then What you say that? Yeah, that's a block. Oh, that's funny. It is. Yeah. And also, Binar. Hello, hello. Unfortunately, I will not be solving any Rubik's Cubes today. Maybe I should have disabled that. I am vetoing Rubik's Cube solving in today's stream. Well, I'm being off topic right now, but I want today to be a productive stream when I get to what we're getting with. So let me just move on now to the other. So that was a game. Cool. The other thing I've been doing in my in between, like, what you guys have missed of what I've been up to, is this. This was, so you remember my Dino game? This is what that is a part of now. Rubik's Cube. Oh, what booleans are used for wind conditions? That game has no win conditions. That's just like you keep going until you die. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that was a thing. And then this, which actually I just did a presentation on today. That actually went really well. I was like worried for it, but no, we did fine. So actually we did more than fine. It went like good. And, yeah. Anyway, so this was a thing where yeah, recognize this and also other things. Scam, sorry. But yeah, anyway, so we got my good old, okay, this is being way slower to load than before. Like, I have a feeling that the stream
Let's have a race. Choose your
partially
character.
the culprit. Like before, it was
Ripper.
like in throughout all of my our testing is like we click and it immediately switches scenes, like no delay. So I'm gonna assume that yeah, you can refund
Slap
channel points.
Ripper.
I can. How? Can I? Or I assume I can since you said that I can, but how would I do such a thing? I don't see buttons to do so. I don't see buttons. If you could tell me how, then yeah, I'll happily refund Binar.
Slap
Ripper.
Rip.
Get ready to
classic.
do some division. Try to beat the other racers.
We got people to laugh when we
Ready.
showed this off. Mainly
Set.
the falling on
Go.
face. It's great.
Click on the number to complete this
yeah.
equation.
Correct.
Correct. I'm still really quite happy with
Click
how
on the
this turned
number
out.
to complete this
But,
equation. Oops.
yeah.
Try again. Oops. Try again.
Correct.
Yeah, so yada yada. This
Click on the number
recap.
to
We spent
complete
many
this
a
equation.
stream
Correct.
building this. I won't go all the way to the end, but we got pause screen and volume slider. Menu, yeah. Keep saying all the wrong words. Like all my brain power went to doing that presentation that I've been brain dead after it. So, anyways, we got other things here. This one I did not make. I had no hand in. Rolly's Coding Adventure, where also has nice transitions. It's cool. Loading and all that. So explanation going on behind my head. Blah 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 blah. But basically. It's, I don't know if you recognize this type of game, but it's this sort of thing where you have to like, teaches coding, kind of, where you put in like a sequence of steps and hit play and it sort of goes through doing them. Where you're trying to guide this guy to an apple and not touch the worm. And yeah, wow, we did the thing. And I think there's 3 levels of this. So yeah, ooh. The skills. Wow. Whoa. Kind of sounds like 8-bit Zelda music. Yeah, I don't know where the music of this one was gotten from, but yeah, 8-bit music it is. Also, I'm just noticing that that's not centered, but oh well, that's fine. A lot of this game is kind of held together with duct tape. It's okay though. See, with Hangman with the Unicycle, I want to hear a lot more about everything being all nice and easy to change later. These games is just like, it mattered a lot more like the final product. Zelda isn't this cool as much though. I think one of my favorite games of all time is Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I'm also quite fond of Wind Waker. Yeah. Haven't played every single Zelda game yet. Maybe I will someday. A lot of the 2D ones I haven't touched yet. I've never played Majora's Mask myself, but I've seen a whole playthrough of it. I've just never owned it. Anyways, that's that. Wow, cool, yeah. And then next is this one. I'll show off this one last because I helped a lot with that one. You recognize? We also shared some of the music between the 2 products because they were for different classes, so it was fine. This we stole some assets from the Dino game. This one's just like you have to sort graphs between being linear and not linear, and and if you get him wrong, then he does. We just stole the faceplant animation, and it was fine. This and this, and eventually this ends. Wow, you got a score, huzzah! Again, it's like, it works. It does the job. And it was a recreation of the original thing, and with a few things to make it better. Back to the menu. And lastly, this one, my pride and joy. No. This one I made in a few hours, and the coding behind this is like the most held together with duct tape, like thrown together, barely functional, but like it works and would be very hard to modify beyond this code that I've ever written in my life. But it's okay because it works. Anyway, so you got this, and you just gotta you gotta match the angle. Oh, it's behind my head. There's an angle, you gotta do this, and there's like 0 and 90 and 180. Oh, 20 degrees, is that over here? It goes green, and it works. It does the job. Definitely my favorite of this is like the dino game, because that I put way more hard-coded. Oh yeah, no, actually there's a bit of randomness to it. Like the number here is random, where the things go is random, so there's some nice fidelity to it. You notice how they like the way they animate going up and down, yeah. I know there's one bug that you can do this. Oh, well, wait, hold on, I can do that. And then he doesn't know. Oh, that's not what I was expecting to happen. Okay, I didn't know that he could hit a target as it's coming down. That's not what I was going for, but this can happen. It works though. It's fine. Solving Rubik's Cube is my vibe. I actually, once summer hits, I do want to at some point dedicate an entire stream to actually practicing Rubik's Cube stuff, and eventually memorizing all the OLL and PLL algorithms. And well, I don't know how interesting that would be of a stream, but some people might enjoy such things. And also, well, I think it'd be two things: how much I ramble on stream, anyways. It'd be me just like doing cubing stuff as I just ramble about my future plans for things, and could be like more dedicated to like the planning stuff for like Handmade with Unicycle, and like we could be writing down things and while also doing Rubik's Cube stuff. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, I kind of just quit out of that. But anyways, yeah, that was this thing, and yeah, it's cool. There's also this to quit. Quitting doesn't work in the editor, but it will work in a build, presumably. But yeah, this turned out well, and I had to give a presentation on this. Not just this, like there's a whole written component and more stuff with that. But anyways, yeah, so that's that. So I close these forever, and let's get to what the actual stream here is gonna be. I just wanted to show off like where I've been, what I've been doing, which has been that. Not just that, some other like smaller coding things, but yeah. So now, what we're actually getting up to today, and let me hold on, this and this. Get that music back. Sure. Get me back to this side of the screen so I'm not blocking the code. So I'm going to be attempting to figure out AI things with the CIFAR-10 database. I kind of said this at the beginning of the stream, but I'll recap. The long story short, there's more long to this, but the long story short, I see you follow Pep8. What? I don't know what that is, but sure. Okay. What was I saying? This data set. Basically, we have to take this and categorize we gotta get AI to do deep learning stuff where different. I can't talk. Jeez. Okay. We got this is a data set of just all of these million bajillion images. Actually, there's 60,000 of them, and we gotta get an AI to be able to categorize these into these different data sets. Whoops. And yeah, so that's the long. That's the long of it. No, that's the short of it. The long of it, there's more individual steps. Now, the nice handy dandy thing of today versus some previous streams is, you should solve a Rubik's Cube. It's good for the thought processes. No. Unfortunately, no. I need to actually get into doing this. Because also, I only have so much time to do this. I have until Friday night to get this done, and a few more things done. So, yeah. But I also want to show up something else real quick. Loosely relating to this. Is this it? Yeah, so a while back, I don't remember how long ago. Within, like, a week or two, I don't know. I didn't stream this. I was considering it, and then I didn't. But same kind of idea of it just being a programming assignment where I gotta get certain things done. But this wasn't an AI thing. This was computer vision related. Let me turn this down. I'm, like, drowning out my own voice here. Yeah, it'll be really quiet for me, but... Oh. Wait, what? Oh. No, hold on. Really quiet for me, but louder for you guys. But not drowning out my own voice. The louder music is the louder I talk, and I want to continue to have working vocal cords. You do imports one by one rather than what I do. I do import sys numpy t all one. Oh, sure, fair enough. I don't know, I guess this is what I'm used to doing in Unity, and also I just, as I go, keep just adding more, and sometimes the syntax of what I need changes, or like, I'll need from this import this, or from the import this as this. I don't know. But, yeah. Also, I mean, this is easier to, like, remove things if I decide, like, I don't need NumPy anymore for this thing, or, I don't know. Anyways, I didn't run this. I meant to run this. Or did I? Wait. Oh, it did. Okay, this will be faster if I close this and let them all just visually show what this was and then explain it. So basically, all of this is generated by my code. So we started with, well, not all of it. Sorry, starting with this, it became this, which was doing edge detection. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. So it blurs it, does a Gaussian blur, which even getting from the original to the Gaussian blur was really complicated. Complicated for me anyway, because yes, there is code that does this for you. That was like the annoying part of this is, well, I don't know, I actually made it helpful to as a starting point was just, there is a thing that you can actually import from CV2 that does a canny edge detection in one line. But I basically had to do it manually, and it sucked. But, especially because any tutorial or anything I searched up, like Stack Overflow, YouTube, whatever, it's just like, just use this function, it's easy. It's like, but what if I can't use that function? It's like, yeah, it was very hard to find anything helpful, but in the end, I was able to figure it out. Yeah, doing a soluble filter with derivatives and gradients and non-local maxima, and hysteresis thresholding, a thing that I keep, like, I have to keep, like, making sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Because actually I went a while just pronouncing it completely wrong. I was like, oh wait, that's not how it's spelled. It's actually spelled like this. But anyways, this was edge detection. That was a pain, but that was a thing. And then I had to go a step further and do this, which starts out the same, and then doing corner detection instead. Where, actually, okay, the scores it's drawing may be a bit big, but yeah, it's fine. It does corners. So, I don't know why I brought this up, but this is just another thing that I had done recently in this same class. But with this, I had to do, like, a lot of things very manually because that's just what the assignment was, yeah. I mean, understandable, kind of, where it's like, yeah, you know, learning the principles behind how some of this stuff is done, I guess, sure, but practically, you know, not as helpful. Whereas the other side of the thing, though, is that with this, to my knowledge, I can use whatever libraries and import stuff that I want. This one is more about getting the results, I believe. With one restriction, I guess. I have to use one of these 3 deep learning frameworks that I don't know which is the best. And I was doing a little bit of research. I haven't decided yet, but PyTorch, TensorFlow, and Keras, however that's pronounced. I gotta use one of those 3. Yeah, so that's what we're, Ayo, what's good? Oh, hey, William. Hi. I just got done explaining a lot of what I've been up to. I'm not going to go through all that again right now because I got stuff to do. But right now, we are going to be doing some AI-related programming and all of that debacles. Yeah. So, as I said, the short version is that I gotta take this data set that is a thing that just publicly exists online and do deep learning AI training stuff to get it to be able to categorize images into different categories. And yeah, there's actually a larger version of this, the CIFAR-10 data set that has a bajillion more things, but we're just doing the relatively smaller. Hey! Hey! Hey. Thank you, William. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's 4 months. Woot. Well, lucky for now. This is good stuff. Yeah. We're about to be, hopefully, maybe getting some interesting things. I mean, the end result of this will be interesting, I'd like to think. I didn't show off the... No, I'm done with showing off things. One thing I didn't show off is the antenna thing. You guys may have saw in the Discord recently some of the that antenna stuff I was doing with the unicycle game. That is something I'm looking forward to doing more. No, did I stream when I was doing that? Oh no, I started streaming when I was doing that, and then I did a bunch of work off stream that dang, my next month is in 4 days. There's no obligation to do any something, but I greatly appreciate that, William. And it's been 3 months since I rated you, dang. Yeah, time flies. Especially me doing all this school stuff. I've been the busiest guy in the world with so many things to be doing, which is like, it's unfortunate that like there's a lot of things that I'd like to be working on and being streaming more and all that, but I'm just getting really busy that it's hard to find the time to do so, which is why most of my streams have been me just working on schoolwork, because that's what I have time to do. Also, yeah, I'm a bit of a socialite, so yeah. This is follow age. Yeah. Yeah, William, you're one of my first followers, I believe. I think you were follower 4 or something like that. Something quite early. Or I might be wrong on that, but I have a history somewhere that I can probably see through Twitch things. But yeah, one thing to look forward to is that I will be streaming more very soon, I would like to think. I mean, I say that, but everything's like up in the air with everything. But the one thing that will be good is that come the 8th, well, technically the next day, the 9th, I think I'll have more free time to be streaming again. I'd like to think so. It's complicated. I'll like get there when we get there of what I'll be working on. More so I'm trying to figure out like what I'll be doing specifically and how. But yeah, I'd like to think that in the next week, how often I'm streaming will pick up dramatically. Also, I think I've mentioned this a few times. I'm actually going to be moving. It's okay. I'll school first. We'll still be here. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I worry that like sometimes it's like I haven't streamed in like a few weeks. It's like, oh no, everyone's just gonna be gone. No, but I appreciate you guys sticking with me and all that. And yeah, sometimes posting things like we have like the Discord, which is actually like has a lot of members. To be fair, most of them are inactive, and that's fine. It's okay. But it is cool how our Discord thing has developed, and I think that like once summer hits, and I should say that when I say summer, I'm talking about like the end of this month. Like when you're in high school, summer be end of June. When you're in college and university, summer is like end of April, or whenever you're done your exams in April, which complicated for me. Well, okay, no. I say complicated, like, do I want to give the lengthy explanation or just, I have an exam on, like, when is this? The 19th that I got to study for, but then I have an assignment that's due after that I'm just going to be working on, but that's something that's going to be totally streamable, so look forward to that. It's the raccoon thing. Y'all remember the raccoon thing that I haven't touched in a while? After I'm finished all this other stuff, we're going to go really hard into making that raccoon game great, and VR stuff, so I think that'll be, cool to be doing. But anyways, that's also a group project, so that's also not something I'm doing entirely myself, but I will be pouring a lot of work into it, and it'll be cool. And then once that's done, then we're full-time, well, then it'll be actual summer, and I will not be bound by any school projects. I can do whatever it is I want to do, outside of the fact that I'll maybe have a job by then, and also I'm going to be moving in, like, the beginning of May. I want to you know, be careful and not leaking addresses and all that. What's funny is that as soon as I move, I can tell you the address of where I'm living now, or like the day before I move. But I maybe shouldn't do that either. I don't know. But that'll be another thing is that, yeah, in like a month I will be moving, and then 1, different background, and 2, I can then do a lot more with actually having an interesting background, and we'll see what it is I do with that. And I'm genuinely considering getting some of the fancy like the foam that streamers have that makes audio quality better, but also it's a style. I don't know. We'll see. Because also that's expensive. I have to, you know, financially figure out what we'd be doing. But I have ideas, kind of. We'll see. We'll see what we do. But anyways, I'm also gonna be getting a new chair. This chair is falling apart. I plan to get a new chair, but I'm doing that after we move, or after I move, because or specifically during the move, I am throwing out this chair and then getting a new chair immediately after, so I don't have to worry about moving this chair. That is the plan. Anyways, but yeah, I'll definitely show up. I'll fly from Australia and show up. Great. What is? Oh, never mind. Okay. That's coming from the music, right? Wait, hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry, no. Just from this music, there was like a sound that was repeating. It's like, oh no, was there some weird audio issue? But no, I think that's just part of this random music thing that is from the egg dealer boss fight of Shadow the Hedgehog, because that's what's playing currently in this playlist. Anyways, but long story short, I got plans for the future, and yeah, more plans that like once summer hits and we have more I have more freedom for what it is I'll be doing. I have a lot of things that I want to experiment with doing with. It'll also maybe be easier to have more of a schedule, maybe, and actually plan things and be like, yeah, on this day we're gonna do this thing, this day we're gonna do this thing, and plan stuff in advance. So we'll see how much that happens. I would like to. I've talked about this before. I'd like to maybe try hosting a game jam. So maybe that'll happen. That'd be cool. But as long as I'm doing like the school stuff, everything's a lot more up in the air. It's a lot harder to plan around things. But yeah, if you're ever visiting Toronto, hit me up, Chroma. Yeah, when's the last time I've been to Toronto? So not count. Well, Brampton is like close, but I think the last time I've been to like Toronto would have been before COVID. So yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. Okay, so let me get this back over here. I have that open twice. But yeah, anyways, I got plans. A lot of those will be with the unicycle game, and even for that, I have plans. I've been doing so much planning with that game, but also I still have so much planning to do. There's a lot of things that I'm like, I'm gonna wait on planning this until I start actually making some things. Like with, for example, a lot of story that I want to do. There's definitely a lot of story elements that I want to make sure I design in like a gameplay first, story second kind of a way. So I don't want to get too carried away with story things necessarily, but I have I have a lot of ideas. I'd like to think if they turn out well, will be cool. Yeah, don't do it. It's a trap. Yes, I'm a 6-year-old man who lives in his mom's basement in suburbia Detroit. Yeah. But you can see that I am not a 60-year-old man. Or am I? I've just been wearing a wig this whole time. I'm secretly bald. Actually, I do have quite the high up hairline, but I've had this forever, so it's just the genetics that I have. But yeah. Yeah, anyways. Anything else that I've been missing to ramble about? Probably, but I think it's about time we actually get into what it is that we're doing here. How long have we been going? It's been 42 minutes. Alright, I'm happy to ramble about a million bajillion things, but I do have some actual work with a deadline to get done, so let's maybe start doing that. So as I said, the short version, AI stuff to do image classification, using a certain deep learning thing. One thing that's nice with this assignment is in some previous assignments I've done in school, there's a lot of like, you can't use these libraries, you gotta do everything yourself. With this, there's much less of that. I can basically use whatever I want, like libraries and like built-in functions and all that. With the one thing being that I have to use one of the deep learning frameworks, PyTouch, TensorFlow, or Keras. And the AlexNet pre-trained model classify the images in the CIFAR-10 dataset Blah, blah, blah. I'm purposely not, I have like my assignment description here. I'm not showing that on stream directly because my school would probably not like if I do that. So I'm going to keep things off screen, but you can hear me read things aloud, or I take small screenshots of certain snippets of things. Anyways, so I already have done some work with this where if I hit play, ignore that, it's fine. In a second. Okay. You can't tell what that... Actually, no. But can you tell what that is? I know what it is. Can you tell what this is? At all? Any guesses? I wonder if it would print better if I did this. Oh, I didn't realize that the colors are off on that. Or this. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. Oops. I see no responses. That first one was a frog. I'm like 90% sure that was a frog, and I think this is a truck. Like, that's a window, and it's going back in the distance. Oh, is that what the colors are supposed to be? Wait, is PLT inverting the images? Hold on, one second. Can I see the example? Okay, but anyway, so I mean, currently I have, like, I've extracted the file, and, like, we'll have it all downloaded and such. Well, just batch 1. There's like different batches because that's just how this is. Yeah, and the test batch. I got like being able to view the image in both PLT and CV2. I don't know which I want to go with. Right now it's pretty equal in terms of which one I could be using. Well, almost. This one, you know, is a lot smaller. But I think actually... It looks like PLT isn't doing the colors right. Let me go through a few more and kind of double check. Oh, it's totally not. Like, I think, or is it? CV2 might be, because CV2 does like that. What I think is really stupid, but it probably has good reasons. In that instead of normal color things that go RGB, red, green, blue, CV2 goes with like blue, green, red, and it's weird. But just use Photoshop. Yeah, tisk. I can't tell though, actually. So, which is the correct one? I'm looking at. Oh, it's definitely. Oh, okay, no, it's definitely PLT. That's right. CV2 is wrong. Okay, dude, that's fine. I wasn't sure which one was the correct one, so let me just fix that real quick, or I could just use PLT. But oh, also, recently I got like the most handiest thing ever. You see this? Oh. You see this? Look at this. I got a thing recently that is like autocomplete with coding, but turned up to the max, and I think it only works in VS Code. Haven't been able to get to work with Unity unless I attempted to maybe yeah, GitHub Copilot. Oh yeah, yep, you know what that is. Ha ha. And yeah, it's very helpful. It's well, I've only got it very recent, so I've only had brief exposure to it. I don't recommend it. Why not? It's been great, in my opinion. And if it's stealing my personal data, then so be it. I don't care. But what do you not recommend about it? Oh, in the meantime, let me also just... Is this gonna... Oh, no. I need to kill the terminal. I don't know... Oh, wait, no, I could Control V to kill the terminal. Okay, now the colors are the same. So yeah, this is smaller. I don't know about you. I can tell easier what this is when it's smaller. It's the same number of pixels, but... Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Because that code is straight from the internet, could be copyrighted and stolen. Oh, because it's like AI, yes, that's it, to code. I mean... For a school assignment, I don't care as much. But also, like something like this is very universal for doing this task. So, I think it'd be easy to tell for me what's like. I don't know, if this generates something that's like, yeah, that seems suspicious. I don't know. I see. Link. Is this the article? Oh, I should avoid Copilot and Lysol instead. To be fair. This is mainly really helpful because I jump between programming languages like very often as long as I'm like doing school stuff. but also, what was I gonna say? I haven't used this at all with Unity yet, and I almost don't really think I need to. With my Unity stuff, which is my primary way of doing programming stuff, I don't really think I need it there, so I'd be fine with not using it there. Another tool you depend on. I mean, as someone who's maybe more results-oriented, I mean, obviously I don't want to, like, as you said with, like, stealing other people's code, I'm not that results-oriented where, like, I don't care if I use other people's stuff and don't give credit. I do care about that. You know, remember when we were finding music for the Dino game and Hand with Unicycle, I was trying to avoid music that wasn't royalty-free as much as I possibly could. Yeah, I get, like, wanting to be good at, like, programming without depending on stuff. Sure. Oh, latest pay thing. Yeah. Sure. I suppose for now. Yeah. Sure. I've actually produce bad and unsafe code. Sure. I get why. I can see why this would be helpful, but... Or, not helpful. Why I see the pros and cons. And I'm not being completely 100% reliant on this, but definitely for some stuff where I'm a bit more in the dark, especially with, let's say, AI stuff where I don't know what I'm doing, this can be a bit helpful. I've only been using it recently, but I don't know, I'm gonna continue using it for now. But again, I haven't even used it with Unity at all. As I said, I don't think I really need to there. But for this, I'm a gonna. For now, anyway. Anywho, what was I doing? I was still explaining this. Well, oh no, I just made sure that this was doing as it's supposed to. Yeah. It also could just allow me to code faster. There was no harm in literally just right now. This was helpful for me. I know that there's a thing with CV2 to convert an image from being RGB to being blue, or to being in how CV2 is able to read it. I don't remember what that code is off the top of my head. I could go Google search it and then find this exact thing, or it had a thing where I could just press tab and the code would be there for me. So, and like, I still understand exactly what I'm seeing here. It's also not that I'm copying code blindly, because I definitely don't like to do that if I can help it. I try to not, like, just blindly copy code off Stack Overflow and, you know, whatever. I like to understand the code that I'm typing. It makes it way easier to, you know, change later and to understand and, you know, be a better programmer. So with something like this, I understand exactly what this does and how it works, and if I wanted to change it, yada, yada. Just initially typing this out, I didn't remember the syntax of this, especially, you know, the whole jumping back and forth between programming languages, like, every day or so. Anywho, okay, so, moving on with this. So first of all, I don't know if, in terms of visualizing the images, I don't know if it'd be better to do that with CV2 or Matplotlib, but I just did both here. I have the options to. I'm going to comment out both these for now, though, and figure that out later. Okay, so, so now's the part where, yeah, I got to figure out, I've said this a few times, there's 3 different deep learning frameworks that I could use. I don't know which is the one I should be using. Or I don't know if they'll be basically equal in how I have to use them. I'm not sure. I don't know if you have any recommendations, Francesco, but I have 3 different deep learning frameworks that could help with the deep learning project that is image classification. Again, taking in images, you know, you give the program an image, and then it wait, what? Wait, what? I'm saying what to your what? What is your what to my what? I was about to ask for your recommendation something, but I haven't finished the question. So this program that needs to, after it's trained, take in an image and then identify it as one of these things. Is it just this many, or I don't remember how many categories there are. It may just be these 10. So for a program to do this, I have 3 different options for what deep learning framework I can use. There is PyTorch, TensorFlow, and Keras. So actually, I mean, I can. and this and over here and or yeah, I don't know. I've never used any of these three before, and I don't know which is the best choice for this task. And then there's more to this later. Like, yeah, 3 big chunks to this assignment. Yeah, I don't know if you recognize any of these names or anything. I know nothing about image modifying in Python. Can't really help unless there's a doc. Fair enough. Fair enough. No worries. So I already did like the tiniest bit of Googling of these, and yeah, I don't know. So now's the part where AlexNet. That's a thing as well. I had to figure out. That's pre-trained models. That's why I don't have to train the model manually, or I don't know how that works. What's AlexNet? What is that? Convolutional neural network. Make sure it's named by a guy named Alex. Yeah, interesting. Oh, that's not a lengthy Wikipedia article. So I have to use this somehow as well, but I guess we'll get to that, doing this one step at a time. I also have to make something called a confusion matrix, which I roughly know what that is. It's with like models where you're training stuff between a training data and a test data. It's a certain matrix thing that has to do with how basically, long story short, how good it did, or how good it's doing in certain aspects. But if you want to make things faster and build AI-related products, TensorFlow is a good choice. Because that's coming from something. So, or I don't know what those libs are. I haven't used them. PyTorch has a more object-oriented approach. Python isn't that object-oriented, so I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. No, I guess, okay, so what I specifically would be my main things I want out of this is I don't care much about the speed or I care, a bit, I guess. If one's like way faster than the other, sure. I much more care about which one's going to be the easiest for me to program this assignment in and then not touch it again, basically. There's like, which one can I use to get this assignment done the quickest and then be done with it? But, no. Okay, I also got to figure out what properly what a confusion matrix is. So it's like, kind of, because I have to make one. Constructed that relates to the classes with the 10 most frequent classes from ImageNet predicted for the model. What? Okay. I'll do this one at a time. Let me. Okay. I understand. Okay. Wait. It's not just a 4. Yeah. No. Wait. What's when you have different thing? Okay. I get it. So this is confusion. How much is? Oh, the name clicks. I get why it's called the confusion matrix. At first I was like, that's a weird name to call it. Why that? But I understand now. It's almost like the level of confusion. So it's like, this is what true table, predicted table. Yeah. So this is like, these are the options that the AI had presented, and then this is how often it guessed the different things. So then you're able to see like, when it had this one, it's perfect at like identifying that it's this one, but like when it has this one, it's not so great, and like this is the one that it's like, this is how much the AI is confused in that like it thought it was this when it was supposed to be this. Okay, I get that makes sense. So in my case, this is gonna be a 10 by 10 table, so that'll be matrix, so I have 100 squares. BRB, alrighty dighty. So interest, okay, that makes sense. We'll get to that though. So first things first, of the 3 things, PyTorch Center for classify the images in the CIFAR-10 dataset, and I'm fine also like taking whatever, not directly copy code it, as I said, but like I find a Stack Overflow thing that does this chunk and a thing does this chunk, I'm fine with copying and changing code as needed just to get this done. Okay, so I'm gonna look up. Let's try TensorFlow. Let's see what that can do for me. It would be great as if someone found, or if there's a thing of like, here's a tutorial of how you use TensorFlow to classify this whatever it's called. I don't know the acronym. CIFAR. I don't know why that's the acronym. I understand what it is. It's just a collection of all these images. I don't know why CIFAR is what it is, but Here, let me try this. This data set seems like it would probably be decently well known. Why am I doing this on the other screen? So, yeah. I see no code here. Oh, you're talking about just this is so TensorFlow has the CIFAR-10 dataset built in. Interesting. I get what that is. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, so there are 10. It is 10. Yeah, from airplane, automobile, blah, ship, truck. Yeah. So Let data set. Prepare pixel data. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're just setting up a neural network. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is one using Keras. Interesting. I thought the top of this said TensorFlow, but okay. Baseline model. Blah blah blah. I'm recognizing like some of these terms as I'm going through this. I'm more so just skimming this to see like, is this going to go where I want it to before I invest the time in actually going through all this like entirely. This is long. Oh my god, this is way longer than I thought. Oh, most of these people's comments. Okay. Final model. Okay, interesting. Yeah. But this uses... I guess it didn't say that it even used TensorFlow. In my brief bit of Googling, there seemed to be, like... I don't know. TensorFlow and Pi, whatever it's called, seem to be more known than Keras, which means, like, whichever one is the most well-known is going to be potentially the one that's the most... has tutorials for it. So, I don't know. Yeah. Image recognition. Wow. Let me just actually, okay. What I'm trying to do, let me actually just, rather than whatever it is I'm doing right now, yeah, let me go back to, I can close you and get you out. Yeah. I didn't mean to run you again. And I'm just trying to stop this. Wait. Where do these numbers come from again? I printed this out. Yeah. Okay. Specifically, I want to look at how do I use TensorFlow to set up a neural network. Because I've done stuff with neural networks before. I get how neural networks work. I don't know what data I'm going to need for certain things. Mainly with adjusting the weights and all that, which I don't... Like, I also don't think it's something I'm going to do manually, not by a long shot. Well, we'll see how manually. I lost my train of thought of what I was saying. I know neural networks, where basically it's going to have to be an input. The input being the, however long the data is 32 by 32 by 3. That many inputs go through neural network and spit out one of 10 outputs. I look at the one with the highest percentage, and ta-da. I know that that's going to be how that works. So let's start with, how do I get TensorFlow to do that? TensorFlow neural networks. Yeah. Oh, you're interesting. Your thing that's like simulates a neural network. I need some code examples. Thank you. You're using Keras too. Interesting. Oh no, I saw that like Keras comes from TensorFlow and stuff. They're linked in some way. I didn't like entirely see how or why, but I can use Keras if maybe that is the easier thing. But I guess it does start with this. Yeah, let me put this over here. And we're just gonna go like that, sure. I typically like to leave the long versions in rather than I've seen like import NumPy as like NP, but I can just get the like at the moment I care more about getting the code working, and then we can improve more. What do I have to import to get TensorFlow to do? Tensor-m like Python 3 no, I have to see it the wrong way around, right? Or it's like Python 3 pip, or it's like -m pip install TensorFlow, maybe. Why can't I type? TensorFlow, is it F capital? I don't know. Try that and just see if that does anything like what I might want it to. Ooh. Not immediate errors seems promising. Hey, okay. Doing something good. Oh, you're taking a different data set. Oh, you're using Karate to get the data set. Oh, no, you're doing more things. Okay. So in my case, I reshaped the data in order to print it. I might not need to do that on the neural network stuff. I just care about, because it needs to be all in one row to properly feed it as input. What I do need to do is normalize the data, which just means that the numbers here are all like RGB values, which usually means that they're between 0 and 255, 0 being black, 255 meaning white, or all red, all green, all blue, which comes together as white. With neural networks, the inputs have to be between 0 and 1 in most neural networks, so gotta do that, which is fine. You just make it a percentage, you divide by 255, and then that be how that be. Just waiting on this to happen. I guess while it's waiting, I guess I can start coding as if it exists and pretending it's gonna work. So, huh? Model. Okay. What am I reading? So, first, yeah, we have to load the data set, which is this, and there's different batches here. We're gonna start with just this batch 1. So batches 1 to 5 are being used as the what's supposed to use to train, I guess, and then we have the test batch that is what it compares with. So, actually, I guess I'll import both of them. I won't worry about importing the other data batches for right now. So we'll call this batch test, just to keep the naming a little consistent. This is test batch. What's your problem? Things already being installed. Sure. That's fine. Are you still doing stuff though? Maybe. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep going for the moment. Oh, that hasn't fixed itself yet. Here, let me go VS Code import. Oh. Didn't see this go away yet. You worked, but you didn't work. Why? I thought I'm pretty sure I have all the proper virtual environment stuff set up, but maybe I don't. What if I just go straight that? Is that gonna do anything different? I prefer to have this work so I can focus more on the coding and less on the VS Code setting up of things. Oh, that's also doing things. Except just saying that it's all already sorted out. I don't know if closing and reopening VS Code after doing this would help. Oh, it's doing something. Okay, we're just gonna let it do its thing. Yeah, pretending that it's working. Okay, so so looking at this that I'm seeing, I don't know how good of a tutorial thing this is to be going off of, but I'm seeing something. Load the data set, build a machine learning model, train and evaluate, yada yada. So I'm gonna sort of go off of this kind of, but with my own data set. Which, as I said, we got our training test data. I have to reload once it's installed. Okay. Well, I'll wait for this to do. Okay. That's fine. I also gotta remember how to properly... Oh. Okay. Gotta remember how to properly, like, do stuff with getting the things that I need. Okay, we'll try reopening. Yeah. I did miss your message. Yeah. Oh yeah, it takes a while to install. Yeah, it's 1.6 gigabytes I think from the last time I downloaded. Ah, fair enough. And then yeah, you got to reload once the module installed. Just did that. You found my other messages. Oh, is it still not? I mean, if I just run, it's gonna be yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, it's gonna have problems. But why? No module named TensorFlow. I spelt it right, right? Yes. Again, I thought I had things set up probably with like the virtual environment stuff. Maybe I don't. I have pip show TensorFlow. That's a thing. Okay. TensorFlow. Does any of this make sense to you? Yeah. Name TensorFlow this. Yeah, it has something. It has stuff that's not null. So, what if I did something weird? If I do this and then bring this back, you're gonna meet. Yeah. Now one thing that's weird. I don't actually know which this should be using. There's a like virtual environment and then virtual environment. One of these should probably be deleted, but before things are just working, I'm just like, I'm just not gonna touch anything. The dot idea is coming from when I opened this once with PyCharm, I believe. But yeah. Oh, which Outlast did we watch you play last time? That was the first Outlast, and I played through all of it. And the did I play through? I played through the Whistleblower DLC. Yeah, I did that too. So yeah, I will probably play Outlast 2 at some point. I don't know if I wait till next Halloween for that or not, but pip install upgrade TensorFlow, but not in VS Code, like in just a normal terminal. Sure. Just here, just here. Like I would type that. See, I'm not very well versed in the command line space. Oh. Yeah, just a command line. Okay, TensorFlow. Okay, I see a million requirement already satisfied, so that more just a confirmation that something in here is working properly. Yeah. Yeah. Reload it completely. Can do. I already did this, but I'll try it again. And make sure it's not in Task Manager. I will do that again if this doesn't work. Yeah. Probably close this too. I think it isn't, but yeah. Yeah, TT or no, it would be V. Not seeing it. Not anywhere around. Unless like it be like Microsoft or like I'm expecting it'd be called VS Code. I'm expected to see it down here. So I don't know if going under any other names. But no, it still seems to be weird. Let me try something real quick. It just that if I were to open up this, I was curious of what'll happen if I try to open up this in PyCharm. Yeah, that's with the dot idea thing. I believe that's a PyCharm thing. Yeah, lots of things here that I don't know why or what. I could try to start from scratch. Like, I could remake the virtual environment stuff from scratch, but I was trying to not break what I would already working. But might have to. I don't know. Wait for this to open. Oh, I did already open I think it is opening up this project because I did already do that at one point. Yeah. Oh no, this is a different project entirely. Never mind. I was wrong. This is a graphics thing. Yeah. Yeah. Let me do things. Keep it slow. That's fine. Could you just... In a second when this loads, it should take me to where this is, and the other thing is not too far behind. If I just start... Let me type. There. If I instead going down there, I instead go down here. Oh wait, I didn't click the right thing. Cancel. That's not deep enough in that folder. Not opening on that level, but I meant to. Yeah, that's not supposed to be. I specifically the coding thing because there's a written portion to this too. Well, I'll get to that. Like that writing stuff, I'll do on my own time. But yeah. Okay. Just curious of what this, if it'll just to see. Waiting for this to do. Don't know if you have any other ideas on the VS Code side of this, Francesco, but yeah. Come on. Come on. I'm expecting this to... What have you been doing? Okay, well, I mean, if I try to just run this... Oh, I do have a main thing set up. Oh, I do. Yeah. Wait. Wait, no, hold on. No. No, you're not just... Oh, no such file. Wait. What are you talking about? There is not a Q3. Oh, no, I know why. Hold on, I know what the problem is here. No, I know what the problem is here, because this is expecting because I copied over that, like, when I started working on this assignment, I just, like, duplicated this to here to start off. That's why it's looking for the wrong things. Ha 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 ha. You're supposed to be looking for this guy. You are using a dot. Yeah, you're using... that's... Oh. Whatever, it's fine. A lot of this is like... Just good enough to work. That actually is not looking at the same virtual environment folder, but it might be fine anyways. Which would be weird, but I'll take it. Is this gonna show properly? I thought I remembered having problems with this on the PyCharm side of things, but I could be wrong. Is it gonna be really slow, or are you gonna finish one of these days? Maybe. Luzka, hi, hello. Aha, there we go. Okay. Yes, I got you streaming. Yeah, I am streaming for once. Okay, so this, yeah, it doth not like. It's nice from here. It like I can do this without command line. Let's see if it works on this end. It'd be nice. Alright, this will take a while because it's a big file. Right. No, you're working for once. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, attempting to. Right now we're running into some problems early on, but, is how it be. Funny, I could spend hours just having troubles with all this, and yet, yesterday I made a whole little game in, like, just a few hours, just real quick, cobbling together like the worst code I've ever written, but it worked. It was functional. And that was for this little like angles educational game thing where you like aim at targets that represent like angles. You're like, oh, you know, match it to like 75 degrees to you know, different things. So it worked though. Errors AY. How about you, what if you didn't do that? It's a warning. That keeps coming up every time, even though I have tried upgrading Pip, but just keeps not... I don't know. What's your problem? Did you install TensorFlow into the Vim? That's what we're trying to do? I don't know. I also, I guess, don't know if it's even accessing the right virtual environment stuff. You know, maybe let's try going from scratch, maybe. If I were to just delete both of these, here's an idea. I can restore them if this doesn't work. I would prefer this to work on the Visual Studio side of things anyway. I was just curious to see if I'd have any luck in PyCharm, since I do have, since I had it installed. Let's maybe try just making a new virtual environment. And honestly, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't much either. I don't do this kind of programming that often. Mostly for school reasons, which this is a school project. So there you go. Why is this taking so long to delete? There we go. I shouldn't need this either. I'm gonna delete it too, because that's from PyCharm. Files, settings, project, Python interpreter. Sure. File, settings. Settings. Am I blind or am I just not seeing settings? Preferences, settings. Okay, I'm assuming that's what you mean. Project. Project. In PyCharm? Oh, but, well, okay. Well, I'm going back and forth between PyCharm and, I thought you were using PyCharm. Never mind, lol. I'm going back and forth between both. I don't know. I would prefer to be using Visual Studios, but if I can't get it working Visual Studio or VS Code, but I do get it to work in PyCharm, then we could continue in PyCharm, I suppose. But I did also just delete those .vn files. But here, let's see. Either way, even on this side of things, like this configuration file is pointing in the wrong place anyways. But yeah. Python interpreter. Python. What did you say to go to? Python interpreter here, and then plus TensorFlow. Okay, well, hold on. Before I do that, this is just in the wrong spot. It's looking like from a different assignment, so I probably should be changing this anyway. How do you do that? Or how do you make a new one of these? I always struggle with a lot of this. I just don't know what I'm doing. If I do this, and then it'll be like, hey, you're not using an interpreter. Do you want to make one? Is that how that works? Oh, that is a different thing. Add interpreter. Location. It just made one in here. Also, this shouldn't exist, because that was a mistake. It's not empty. It's not supposed to be. Unless I'm supposed to click on this folder. What do you want from me? Or is it fine that it's not empty? Maybe. And then base interpreter. Okay. Global site package. Well, that'll import a bajillion packages, won't it? Why can't I hit OK? Because it's not empty. Well, did you just delete it before? I did, but it should be empty. Well, it just remade it. Am I supposed to make a .vmv folder? Is that .id is not where that's supposed to be? Maybe. I don't know what I'm doing. It's supposed to be just venv or .venv. I'm assuming it's just a naming thing. It doesn't matter, but I care a little bit about the standards of what's usually what happens. Try .vn. Are you happy now? And interesting things, if I do get this working on the PyCharm, and that maybe it'll suddenly decide to work on the VS Code end if I redirect folders and stuff. I don't know. The problem with PyCharm here, I'm doing a lot of just clicking buttons. In the VS Code, it's a lot more command line stuff. Where it's I don't know what to type. I don't know command line. Now this is not gonna just work because I'm gonna now need to import libraries. Oh, interesting. Does it file directly detest? Oh, well, first of all, I guess I put a D there. But still, you should be having a problem because I haven't imported most of these libraries. I'm probably gonna have to do that. What? How? No, I don't, like, I don't believe you. What? How are you fine? No, these are going red. How did you run? I don't understand you. Oh, one thing that's nice on the PyCharm side is actually it is easier to stop the program, I guess. But I just start fresh. That is what I just did, and in the middle of doing. So here, let me get these to, I guess means. See, also this is so much nicer. Is that just? Oh wait, no. That's not gonna work. 'Cause I think it needs to. Yeah, this is that. Hold on, I'll read your message in a second. Let me just get this to be doing, so it can be doing in the background. Is this a different thing? Maybe it is. Let this just do. Okay. I want to learn Forge coding. I've heard of that. I've never done that sort of thing, but similar to C, only aimed to video game design. Ah, interesting. I've heard of it, but I'd be curious to try. Yeah, different things for making games and all that. I want to experiment with Unreal at some point, and maybe like give myself a challenge of like, you know, making. Well, something simple, but like making a certain type of game in Unreal, and then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it goes like Rollerball or tries to do something more complicated or something more tuned to me, or like something I've done like my car game or like my unicycle game or some small aspect of it. But yeah, I don't know. Save the code and copy and paste over. Just deleting those things is kind of like doing that. I don't know if that'd be enough, but. Oh, you see that message in the middle? It does say you're missing a DLL file. Could just be that. I'm used to fix that kind of error. I wasn't even reading that. Well, now that I've downloaded things, maybe it'll work. Or maybe it will recognize that file. Did this do? Or did it not do? If you know anything about this and how I would fix such thing, then that would be great. Ignore above DL error if you do not have a GPU. But I do have a GPU. Okay, I'm just gonna let this be doing whatever it's doing. I did see that there was another option here. This. And maybe I gotta install this too. Maybe I'll let it do that. I mean, that's what. I mean, I had GPU in the name, so maybe that's something. Pretend to know what I'm doing, but I don't. See, with Unity, I'm way more confident in what I'm doing. I mean, even still, we're having problems with that. Here, let me load up, while we're waiting on this anyway, I can show off my, that antenna thing I was doing, because that is coming along very well. Actually, I'm basically done with that antenna stuff for what I wanted to experiment with it for now, and I'm moving on to other types of procedural animation when we get there. Yeah, so common fix. At least for video games, to look at that DLL file on Google and paste it on System32 folder of Windows. I'm not sure that would fix it, but has some sense for me if you keep getting that error. We'll see in a minute. Yeah, sure. Directly modifying System32 files is a scary thing, but I should know what I'm doing. Hopefully, not break my computer. But also, this is something specifically related to with TensorFlow. So searching up like this error specifically would probably find out what I'm needing. But let me just let this go first. Oh, are you not showing me the? Okay, this is doing something. I'm gonna let it finish whatever it's attempting to do, and then we'll see if that works. If not, then I'll Google this. Okay, it's doing things. Yeah, why are you not showing all? I don't understand, but so to just paste a DLL file on the program folder is enough, but since it's a CUDA thing, I don't know. Yeah, we will see in a moment. But again, first letting this go first. Trying one thing, letting that finish, and then we'll try other thing. What's weird is that the code ran. It like did show the image, which was weird. But it may have been because like I'm not doing anything with TensorFlow yet, which is interesting on Python's part. They would still compile it correctly. Yeah. Anyways, I'm waiting on two things. I'm waiting for this to open and for this to maybe finish. But yeah. Well, I think that this might work maybe because it's saying that like this error has something to do with like a GPU related things. However, I did just install a thing that was like, or I did like import TensorFlow-GPU, which those seem related, so that gives me hope that it might fix the problem. Oh, hi, new person, Alo Milo. Is that a lab coat? Yes, it is. I've owned a lab coat for a few years, and yeah, I wear it on stream because I can, because it makes me stand out, and it has already paid off. It is the reason that I got a rate of like 60 people one time, so it, yeah, has already paid off. It's part of my branding, I suppose. Also, I owned a lab coat before I did the Twitch stream stuff. I was like, I own this. I don't use it for anything, so why not? Can you just disable that library on the code? I need it. I need it to do coding with, is the thing. I'm about to be doing coding using the library, so yeah. Data scientist, computer scientist. I don't, why is everything taking a million years to open? I know that OBS is partially the cause of that, but yeah, shouldn't be taking that long. Okay, that did things. That seems promising. The fact that it took so long is interesting. Or it seems like it at least did something. But, oh, Zaray! Hi! Hello. What is that? Oh, yeah. If you have an RTX GPU, you also need CUDA NN for utilizing the tensor cores. Oh, that's... I understand some of those words. No, I know, well... I don't know much with CUDA, but I know CUDA NN is probably CUDA Neural Network or something. Utilizing the tensor core. This is just a school project. I do not care... I mean, just to make sure it's all related. No worries. Yeah. I'm pretty sure well, specifically we're solving the problem of just this having a red underline under it. Now it doesn't. So actually this might be problem solved. Let's just actually run this and see what happens. So just for new people coming in, because actually the view count has gone up quite considerably. I mean, this shows, frankly, I don't care about these warnings if it works. So... And it doesn't need to be all optimized. For people just rolling in, update. No, I'm not going to do that now. Oh, well, okay. No, that's just for me stopping it. That's fine. This is a school project that I'm just trying to do what I need to get this done. I don't care about it being super optimized or super fast or whatever. Later on, if I decide to do stuff like this on my own, then sure, we can go the full mile with all that. But for right now, we're just trying to, like, yeah, get this done. I have other... cool things that I've been doing that have been witnesses have been created. Would you like that? Oh, is that gonna set that up automatically? Because again, I would prefer to be doing this in VS Code. We did just get it to work in PyCharm. This ain't red anymore. Maybe it's gonna be slow because this is also opening. Because it's gonna show off another thing I've been working on in the meantime that is more up my alley with the stuff that I normally do. You'd usually be seeing of my streaming content. Okay, cool. We haven't actually done anything with TensorFlow yet, but just the fact that that's there and not erroring. Cool. Can you guys tell what this stuff is? What if I told you that I'm pretty sure that's a horse? I think so? Yeah. That's a car. That's also a car. That's a bird. It's a moose. That's definitely a horse. I mean, it's all one of these 10 things, so I kind of cheated in that. Oh, that could have been a deer, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. But it's a dog. Actually, it could have been. Yeah. Yeah, but, what am I saying? So, yeah, this is not my usual stream content. Usually I'm a Unity developer making Unity games. Working on something right now, the handyman with the unicycle, that is shaping up quite cool. Well, we finished a little kind of test demo thing for a school project where it's a bit rough around the edges because I had to like get it done by a certain time, but I want to continue working on it, and I have so many ideas of where I want to take it, and I have lots of just ideas and looking forward to actually implementing them. But I got to finish all this school stuff first. I'm near the end of my semester with a semester in school, and then it'll be summer, and then I can work on whatever I want, which will be continue to work on that game. And not being bound to just whatever, school projects I'm doing. But let me show you all one thing real quick, because this finally opened. But also, yeah, this seemed like it was actually working, so I would like to... Yeah, okay, I'm going to continue in VS Code rather than PyCharm, or I'll try to anyway, if it does actually work. So let me show you all this. Not this. This. Hey, okay. You see this? You're supposed to be spinning. Oh no. Hold on. Wait a minute. Un momento. Did I change something with the block? You're supposed to be spinning. Oh no. Did I? Oh no, hold on. I need to just quickly fix something. I think I accidentally did a thing that I didn't mean to do. Oh no, I totally did. Oh no. So a while ago, or like yesterday I went to copy some code from this project into another project, and I think instead of doing that, I cut, instead of copy and paste, I cut it and pasted. So I took some code out of this project and that I didn't mean to. Let me fix that real quick. Hold on. I copied that code over. Oh no, this is gonna be a problem to. Over here. 1 minute. I saw some chat messages. I'll catch up in a second. I need to unbreak this. That would be over under. Where did I put it? Where did I put it all? Was it in here? Oh no. No, I didn't put it in there. I put it in. Not that folder, but in. This folder, this guy, over here, over... These are some other Unity projects I've been working on that actually at the very beginning of the stream, you can rewind Twitch VODs, or not when they're live, I forget how that works, but at the very beginning of the stream I was showing off that stuff I've been working on in the meantime. This and this. I'm looking for 3 things. This guy, and this guy. I don't know how I did this, but I accidentally cut and paste, well, because the buttons are right beside each other, but I meant to copy and paste, not cut and paste. Hold on. Let's hope that this will just kind of all fix itself, please. Please just kind of rewire yourselves back into working properly. There's a dog. You're already using an older version of Unity. I feel like home. I just haven't updated this in a while. Well, First of all, because I haven't worked on this project in a bit, but also some group project stuff I was working on, just making sure we're all staying in the same version of Unity, just have less complications. But actually, once summer hits and then I work on this again, I probably will go to the most recent version of Unity. Actually, I usually like to not go with the most recent version in case of bugs or problems. I usually like to go just a few versions back, just less likely to have unexpected issues. Then how dare you literally steal code? It was my own code. Like, it was code that I wrote that I meant to copy and paste into another Unity project I was working on, but I cut and paste. Okay, so let's just see this work, please. Well, it was already mostly... No, don't do this to me. No, don't tell me you're still... that's a pain. No, I have... This is why you use GitHub, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't expecting this problem, and it's not that... It matters a little bit. Oh, no. This is a problem. We're taking a detour, ladies and gentlemen. I need to fix my game. Well, it's not... This was all art fluff. Like, stuff that just made things look better. Oh, no. How much is broken? Oh, no. Hold on. Oh. You all don't see what's broken. I see what's broken. It does say script missing. That's the problem. Yes. Yeah. It shouldn't, though. And I know it's like, oh yeah, I could... What I'm trying to avoid right now is potentially having to reset up all of these broken things manually. I don't want to do it manually because there's so many I gotta fix, if that's the case. Because I also have to then refigure out what all the numbers were on a bunch of public scripts. I might be able to fix some things. I just gotta... It's been so long since I pushed, but I have an idea. I think I know what I need to do to fix this. I just need to find... I need to find some files that I need to... They're gonna be red saying that they were deleted. I need to undo that. Because I know... Okay, so I'm not explaining myself quite very well. It's fine. Okay, so there are 3 scripts that I said this part already, that I cut and paste into another project. So then they stopped existing here, and then the script references were broken. I was hoping that by copy and pasting them back, these would just fix themselves in terms of sort of, rewiring themselves properly. They didn't do that. And that's because of the .meta files, I'm pretty sure, that I need to do this. This, and... So I need to... Basically what I need to do, what I think will fix this, is these meta files that got deleted, and they got brought back, but they're different than how they were before, and I think these have to do with stuff that has to do with what gets linked to what, maybe. I've never really looked properly into what meta files store. In fact, I used to think that Unity was the only thing that did like meta files, but or at least like I hadn't seen it before outside of Unity until recently. So yeah, but I'm hoping that if I delete these, and then now I need to look here where it's like, oh, in this push you deleted these files, please, or is that even? I might be like misunderstanding how this even works. I don't even know, what would I change? Don't worry, at this is not usually how things work around here. Yeah, this is unexpected. I wasn't expecting to have this problem right here, right now. I broke this yesterday, specifically, and didn't notice until now. Sounds really complicated. Well, specifically, I broke something, and I'm trying to see if there's a way I can not do a bunch of tedious work to fix it. That's specifically what's happening right now. I might have to. Okay. Let me test this. If I go, like... Hold on. No, if I... Aha. I say aha like I know what I'm looking at. Let me try something and cross my fingers real hard. I'm looking for one more. This guy. Okay. And then... If I go back here, this might now fix itself, and it does. I'll be very relieved. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be... Yes! Yeah! Version control! Okay, okay, that was concerning, but... basically, I just saved myself, like, hours of tedious work. Maybe hours is an exaggeration, but really annoying tedious work that, like... Because it wasn't just a matter of dragging and dropping scripts. It would have been having to figure out whatever numbers I put on all of these. All of those things had, like, these public variables that had numbers that I would have had to recalculate what all of them were. And I didn't want to do that. Okay. And it wasn't just in this scene. That was in a few other scenes. Okay, now it's all working. Oh, jeez. That was concerning. It's fine, though. Yeah, I've used so much at the moment. Woo, version control. To be fair, though, it would have been an easier fix. I have all these things that are not pushed. If I had pushed a lot of this stuff earlier, it would have been an easier fix, where I would have had to just go, like, discard all changes. But I defined the specific things I had to fix. Anyways, so ignore that. That wasn't supposed to happen. What I just wanted to show off was this, because it looks cool. So ignore the mishaps. Now, what I didn't... So... You may think that some of this is being done through animation, but what if I told you that every bit of this is done through code, and, well, these have, like, some rigs, so they have some bones on them to turn, but all of this is code, which, yeah, is cool. I have a project with a similar problem on 3D, it's a headache, yeah. Yeah. Problems not be fun, but yeah. Oh, I didn't make like the skybox here. I just found a thing. I kind of want to look more into like skyboxes at some point. It'd be cool if I could, well, do cool. I don't have like the art skills to make something like this, but it'd be cool if you had a skybox that was actually like rotating or something. I don't know. Or just see what like fancy things I could do with skyboxes. Or if I had 2 skyboxes and have a skybox like fade from one to the other to go from like day to night. Something like that I'd like to experiment with at some point. Anyways. Question, can you hit those pieces? Currently, no, and that's on purpose. If I did stuff with physics and colliders, then oh wait, hold on. If I did stuff with physics and like colliders and stuff, then yes, that could have been the case. I purposely didn't. This code is entirely for like background objects with the intention of like I could have 100 little things all around the level that have this code on it, and trying to not have that be a huge performance hit. The goal here was, yeah, directly modifying transforms to try to not have as much of a performance hit. And also the code isn't perfect. It's a little, still some little like quirks in it, but it's like good enough for now. This is just interesting to just experiment with, just in general, just having fun with it. There's different things that can happen here. So first of all, yeah, these things bend. They bend in a direction as they move. So if I like drag and move them around, they do bend like however they move. I can control. So these are actually just different models where this only has basically one. So for those who don't know, like armatures and rigging stuff, basically this thing has a single bendy point. This thing has 2 bendy points. This has 3. This has like 10. That's not like a number that I can modify. That I had to like build them separately. Where you see this has like all these bones and stuff. Yeah, through Blender model things. But I can move all the bones and get different results. I don't know if I can. No, it's hard to click on and get things happen, but okay, it's also hard to change like as the game is running because the code is like overriding me attempting to change things. Here's another cool thing though. If I do this, you don't have a hover script. Oh yes, you do. The going back and forth is a. I gotta rename that at some point. Or is that pretty stuff with animate? What I was going to show off real quick was just that the fact that I can do this as well is if I go like blah. If I go into play mode, it'll stay bent. They're not forced to be straight up. Basically, I tried to basically make this one script. Oh, why are you? Oh yeah, I have simulated wind too. That's the other thing here. Let me just. I'm trying to just disable some things real quick, so I can show off things, the different aspects of this because it's cool. If I do this, so now it's like it's not being affected by wind. So this thing. Look, it does this, and it's cool. So this, it is like, it's not like so hard-coded that like it can't react to things. It's like it can be moving around and it sways, and other like it sways relative to how it started, right? So I put a bend in it at the start, and it continues to have that to orient back to that bend, which is cool. Also, you know, so the way it goes back, it doesn't just lerp back into position; it like jiggles into place, which is cool. And I can kind of control the stiffness of it. I would like to, like, that code is a little funky, but it works for now, and my attempts of changing it have only made it worse, so we're just going to go with it for now. It can also, like, I can rotate it, and that does, like, you know, it is relative to the base, as however I set that up, which is actually what allows this block to work, which is cool. It's all through transforms, which I think makes it pretty good on performance. I put this, I have like this general hover script. This was allowing me to just show off like the movement. Yeah. I also have a gravity multiplier. So which actually these in the back are using, where I can have some downwards force like it's being affected by gravity. That just helps it look cool. And then beyond that, I also have wind. Not just wind, but like this wind where I basically put a wind speed and then like 2 directions, 2 wind directions, and then it'll kind of go back and forth between them. And I imagine there's a lot of cool stuff I can do with that. I didn't want wind to just be like a flat, like it moves in this direction and then like doesn't move anymore. I wanted like this wind where it's like this, where it's like being shaken by wind is what I wanted. And also wind is like on an object by object basis, because yeah, that's just how I set that up. Anyways, and then there's different speeds on like basically affect how sort of stiff it is, how much it's affected by how they move, and yada yada yada. Cool things all around. And then I had this block that is just spinning so that like, because it looked cool to have these things spin on them. Anyways, this is just some cool procedural animation stuff I did. Also, I did just cool random skybox that I did not make. Why did I bring this up? Because I was waiting for this to load things, and yeah. But this would be more my usual content, is doing Unity stuff like this. And actually, I can show off. Oh, that's yeah. The game that this. Oh, are you? I don't need to say anything. Did I break anything? Let me just undo that for now. Yeah. This is the actual game that this will be for eventually. This is the handyman with the unicycle. The guy on top will eventually be an actual human, eventually. But basically, you ride around. You have to fix rides before they break, like so. That's totally a carnival ride. Just go with it. One of the things I want to focus on when I get back to working on this is starting to actually swap out a lot of these placeholder models, so I can stop saying that they're placeholder models. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, because that will be a lot of work. All of this will be a lot of work. Beyond this, I have 1,000,001 things that I want to improve and change, and I'd use that for like a crane mini game. Yeah, that's the thing with that antenna, is that I purposely made it very generic so that it could be applied in a lot of scenarios. Basically, for a lot of different environmental things in a level, I imagine there's just a lot of applications for that type of code. And both like the hover thing and the spinning thing and the scale thing. And if I needed to, I could try and make like code that's similar, but with physics involved if I did want the player to actually like hit off of it and stuff. I could do that. I wanted to start by not doing that because I did that with the purpose of like thinking more of like environmental background stuff that's just meant to be pretty. Like, could have trees that are like being affected by wind. Could have like if a character's wearing like a hat that has a little thing that like goes, like that little antenna thing like on a hat or something, or some articles of clothing. I might be able to apply that kind of code onto like a cape if I rig it up properly. Like something like a cape could maybe work, except, well, there I have to do stuff with collision. That doesn't really work. With that case, I might do a more physics-based solution that actually does physics. At that point, I'm basically doing cloth physics, but I attempt to do something that's like cloth physics, but way more better on performance. I don't know, but anyways, I'm just like thinking of just things that come to mind. Even like, actually, the strings of these balloons. Oh, that'd be a great idea. The strings of these balloons could be affected by that. Could be interesting. And there's like 1,000,000 other uses that I could probably think of, but that's something I want to just experiment with, is just all these little bits of code that I can just stick on a bunch of different game objects just to make cool environmental things. William, yeah. Oh, you're halfway there. You're halfway to the 10,000. Oh no, I'm halfway to, playing a horror game. Well, there's a few people that are getting close to redeeming that, so my days are numbered. Then, did it end up looking the pause menu? Do you mean like, the pause menu is fixed with the hover thing? It seems to. Yeah, this had that hover script, so good that that's working. Initially, I called it hover because things float up and down. I recently modified it so things can hover in any direction, so I can have something hover left to right. So, yeah. That wouldn't work right away for like a moving platform because of the lack of physics being with that, but I could totally just make a physics-based version that would be fine. Like, this game will definitely have moving platforms somewhere. That's another thing that I really want to focus on. Well, there's 1,000,000 things I want to focus on when we get back to working on this. I don't know what we'll start with, but of the many, another thing is just getting more obstacles and hazards. I literally, like, over the last few weeks, I just have been making all these documents on my phone of just possible obstacle ideas. Like, you can't read this, but here's like, well, yeah, you can't read this, but just a bunch of different like potential obstacle ideas, different boss ideas, because this game will have boss fights. I would really like it to. Different level ideas. I have one that just says like possible scenarios, so like thing that I think would be cool to experience in the game. Some more gameplay oriented, some more story oriented. Yeah, I have ideas, and frankly, a lot is gonna change from how this looks right now. Like, a lot. Not like it's making a completely different game, but a lot's gonna change, or that's the the idea. That's the plan. For instance, I don't think we're going to continue to have that mini-map as it currently is. I have an idea that I think could be pretty cool for the alternative. Also, that clock way over there is going to be completely redone. And also might not exist anymore, frankly. Which, yeah. Those strikes are a maybe. Speaking of, yeah. There's going to be changes that I'm looking forward to. Also, the whole repairing rides thing is not going to be the main gameplay. It will be a primary gameplay thing, but it is not going to be all of the gameplay as it was kind of currently envisioned. And I have ideas. Basically, I was thinking of, like, the code that exists currently with the ride breaking and repairing, I could apply in different scenarios. So reuse the code in different, like, level objective type things. And I think we could do some cool things with that to have some level variety. And yeah, I have ideas, and they will go well, and hopefully. And also just about other little things, like the way that this balancing on tightrope, I want to redo the movement. Sorry, the like the input for it, which I was planning to do a while ago. I just want to eventually get around to actually doing that. I don't like how the it's fine how the input currently is. It just doesn't. It's not as intuitive as it should be. Because currently, like right now when I'm doing this, it looks fine to you guys, but the how I'm doing this is, it doesn't work if I'm facing it like this. It's weird. I'm having to hit A and D to balance, which is very counterintuitive to the way that I'm facing. I would want to instead make the balancing work on, like, be relative to the way the camera is actually facing. So if the camera is like this, then forwards and back should make you lean. Like, that would be an example of just, yeah, would be more intuitive. Anyways, yeah. And there's probably a million other things I can say, of things I want to improve, and we'll be continuing to make. This game's going to have a hub world, which, I mean, there is, kind of. But, you know, making that actually be a proper thing. This isn't much currently. Oh, right. Also, actually falling, there'll be an actual thing when you respawn. I want to kind of do it Mario Kart style, where you just get brought back up to, like, the floor near where you fell. This was just, like, temporary to not break the hub. Yeah, but I have ideas for the hub as well, both gameplay-wise and story-wise, and hopefully it will go well. Yeah, anyways, is there anything else I was going to mention here? Probably, but can't think of it right now. Hey, yeah, I could talk about my plans for this for hours. I have not scratched the surface of my plans for this, which, you know, might sound like I'm planning way too much, and to an extent, yeah, but I'd like to think that we'll... Oh, well, that's interesting that I can see that. Oh, yeah, because that is how I did that. We'll be making this game in stages in a way that, like... I kind of want to make the game... Well, you know, make a small demo, make a bigger demo, yada, yada. So, in terms of getting playable stuff into your guys' hands, won't be as far off as it may sound. I don't know. Anyways, I mean, this demo I have on itch.io right now. But, yeah, it'll be nicer when we have less placeholder art and stuff like that. Anyways, I think that's enough rambling about this game for now. But, yeah. But anyways, also, yeah, we have this procedural stuff that will be a big help with making things look fancier, art-wise. Players will probably use that respawn feature to reach impossible paths. Well, yeah, I gotta make sure things aren't broken. That is an important thing of making sure that the game actually functions well, which I have not that crazy. I have an idea of something I want to do, which could potentially lead to some game-breaking things, but if it's implemented well, then hopefully it won't. Okay, well, okay, you know, I'm just going to say the idea rather than being all vague. So my idea with this hub is that I want to experiment with using additive scenes, which is a thing in Unity where you have multiple scenes open at the same time, of how you go in and out of levels. I actually... Like, well, I already had the idea of that this hub world would be in the sky. For story reasons, you're like a traveling carnival, and so as you're going from point A to point B, being this traveling carnival, the hub is going to be sort of the plane that you're on doing that. And extension of that, I think it'd be cool. You're not just on a single plane. You're on like a bunch of little different like airship type things. Would be cool if that was the hub. So you're like you're platforming between all these different ships as you go to the level entrances to different levels. I don't entirely know what it's going to look like yet, but that'll be dependent a lot of the coding side of how we make all of that work and what the gameplay requires out of it. So since it's all in the sky anyways, I think it'd be cool if entering a level was that you fall off and then like go through some clouds and then land in the level. Would be really cool. And like that would mean actually not having like a loading screen per se, like using the clouds to like mask the loading potentially, but instead of that curtain close thing that we have currently, just have you like fall through the clouds and into the level, I think would be really cool. And then exiting the level would be like through like a circus cannon. So you get in the cannon, it launches you into the sky and then launches you back into the hub. That's something I want to experiment with doing, and I think it could be really cool if it turns out well. Yeah, anyway, as an example of something that I want to experiment with. We'll see how that actually goes. Anyways, yeah, oh, the last thing I was going to say is that, so when we do get to actually working on this again, the very, very, very first thing that we're going to be doing is that I want to continue experimenting with more of this procedural animation. We'll be done with these antennas for now. And again, the antenna was just a generic thing. As I said, this could be applied to a bunch of different things. Antenna was just like an example use. It could be applied to like tails and ears and like, I don't know, anything that needs to like look like it's being swayed by wind or just how you move around, like how something moves around. And even, you know, little things you could stick on like a moving platform to make look nice, like we did with this, but spinning. The next thing I want to experiment with, there's two things, but one of them is I want to experiment with doing IK stuff, potentially manually, of having like an empty game object that like a rigged arm or leg will try to follow. I want to just experiment with doing some of that stuff, partially just for learning how to do it, because I think it'd just be interesting to try. And yeah, anyways, so that'll be, I think, the first thing that we experiment with when we get back into working on this game. I will need to do something with that anyways, with when we get a human character on this unicycle to get his legs to match with the pedals. And I know that there's like things that could probably do a lot of that for me, but I want to experiment with doing it like pretty manually, kind of for learning's sake. But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyhow, I think enough of this. Let's get back to what I'm actually supposed to be working on. We already even we get very off track. I haven't even done that much actual programming on this yet. I need to, get a move on. So let's do that, shall we? That's just a taste of the plans that I have. And I'm also hoping that the game can look good, like, visually. I don't know how good I'll be at all the artsy things, but I'll try my best. I do want to get good at... I want to get better at Blender as well. And making characters and all that, so, yeah. Might dedicate some streams that are, like, purely doing Blender stuff, just practicing making people. I occasionally want to sort of try, like, doing a thing where I'll take some character from a game and try to recreate them in Blender just for the practice of doing so. Recently, I made a Luigi head, so example of that. Although eventually I want to make like actual full-on characters. I don't know if I'd go through the process of like rigging them, maybe, but yeah, maybe I could like let viewers also suggest who I make. That could be an interesting thing. Well, yeah, we'll see. Anywho, though, let's get back into this. I can't get to those future plans until after I finish all this. So let's finish this. The faster I finish this stuff, the faster I can finish the other things I gotta get done, the faster we can get on to doing all that. Sound like a plan? Yeah. So what were we doing? We just got TensorFlow actually working, which means I think I'm fine closing that. So, well, actually, I never completely confirmed that TensorFlow is working because I need to actually put in some code that uses it. So let me just do this from a tutorial thing I was looking at earlier. This is some code that's going to import a certain data set and then extract data from that data set. We're not using this, but I just want to see that this runs successfully. Please. So still got some warnings, but I don't care. It's fine. So it ran without errors, which fills me with enough confidence. Oh, that's from the load data stuff? Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah, anyways. Okay, so what am I doing again? Right, so it's a reminder of what the actual project we're doing here is making a neural network to train to recognize images, where we have this data set of images that are categorized into one of 10 categories. So we're making a program do that, and then building something called a confusion matrix, but we'll get to there when we get to there. Anyways, so I found a bit of a tutorial thing with just making generically a neural network based on, well, whatever data set this is. So I'm going to see if I can sort of modify it to what I actually used to. It's the confusion matrix. Yes, it is, Luska. There's a reason why it's called that. It actually is almost like showing how confused the AI is. That's kind of where the name comes from, which I just, like, the dots connected this stream for me. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. So we're not using this, but I see this. It makes some things. Oh, yeah, so you got all the X training data, all the Y training data, or like, no, I mean, like the training data in terms of the inputs and outputs is what I meant, and then the test data in terms of the inputs and outputs. So I'm going to start by trying to make get the same variables. Oh, and then it also normalizes them. Makes sense. Or you just have to normalize the inputs, not the outputs. Maybe. So let's start with X train is, I think, just this. Is it set up properly? Wait. Do I have to... I'm trying to think of how I have to remodify this. Might be fine how it is? I don't know. This reshaping, I don't want... This reshaping is just for viewing. How this is by default is the way I want it, where it's like an entire image that's all as rows. Where each image is an entire row. Where it's like you take the image and you like chop it up and put it all side by side. But yeah, it works. Okay, so okay. So I think the data is fine like that. The sort of Y part of this, I have to figure out how I actually get. No. The data like this isn't good enough. I need, okay. If I were to just copy the names of these exactly, just for now. X training would be, oh, that's perfect. Literally, yeah, I was about to just grab this, so perfect. Actually, I'm wondering if this will, what training is going to be. Oh my god, yeah, it's the labels. Okay, I was about to have to go figure out, like, what else was inside this. Yeah, okay, perfect. That's a handy-dandy thing I have that's, or that I got recently. I forget what it's called. GitHub Copilot is it's a thing. It's very helpful. Let me see if it's going to help me with what this needs to be. This needs to be, yeah, the test data, perfect. And then, oh, beautiful. See, yeah. And then I need to normalize this data anyways, and this data, which should just be, it equals it divided by 255, which, oh, that's literally the same as what's below. Yeah, and then do the same to the other side, which, perfect. Now, I have different batches that I'll be doing stuff with. I have 5 batches of training data, but I'm just going to only worry about the one for now. Okay, so I got my data set ready to go. I don't also... I am going to change this now. I don't really use the underscore, whatever that's called. I use camel case, so I'm going to just make that adjustment. Also, oops, I meant to put this here and this here. I don't need to normalize this because that's not how that works. Yeah. These will all be numbers between 0 and 10. Right. Okay, what's next? Build a machine learning model. What am I looking at by stacking data? I'm seeing some code that looks like this. I don't like to just copy code blindly, but I copy, paste, and then understand. So I get this using the Keras framework thing. Has a model sequential. Also, in this case, I can't really just copy and paste blindly because there's a low chance that things are going to just actually work that way. So it's setting up a sequential model with a bunch of inputs, is what I'm seeing here. So there's different... Uh-huh. Oh, please not go layer into Keras model. Is that talking about like each layer would be one image? And it's got all these attributes that I don't know. So we got okay, inputs. You say the shape of the inputs, then you say the shape of the outputs. I don't know what dot dense is, but I guess it's something to do with that. The model being model. We make a model based on that. Okay. We feed in the inputs and outputs. Compile. Optimizer. I recognize Adam. Is that coming from Alex? Or not Alex? No, never mind. I think it's Alex. AlexNet is a thing as well. Let's make. So you make your confusion thing, and the neural networks does its confusing thing. I get it. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Okay, I don't entirely know what I'm looking at here. Well, actually, no. Okay, I'm kind of more so getting it. So this is the input part of this that's using. And the input shape is what I gotta change, where it's actually, let me double check what the initial size is. I think, so the images are 32 by 32, but like the initial way that it's set up, I guess would be that each row, wait, now how many, there's 60,000 images total, 50,000 training images. How much? So is it 10,000 or 100 or yeah, 10,000? Wait, what? Excuse me. I'm trying to see how much each individual one has in it. I'm like showing, like I'm looking at like some of my school assignment stuff, so that's why I'm keeping some of this off screen. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to see what's like in one. You're okay. So you are 10,000. I just want to make sure that they were even. Like, yeah, 5,000, like 50,000 divided by 5 is 10,000. I just didn't know if each of them were actually even. They could have not been. Okay, so your shape might be this then. Oh, why did you not? Oh, because you're not actually like that. Now I don't know if these are the right way around, but yeah, I think 10,000 rows and then 32 by 32 by 3. Wait, are you taking in the by? Yeah, that is how that math works. It's times 3 because RGB. That's the input size, and then the output size. I think would this just be 10? Wait, why are you a thing twice? How does this do? I don't know what I'm looking at. I refuse to copy stuff blindly, partially because I doubt that I can. How does this work? How's this, for example, modular vector that? Unlike the Unity stuff, I'm way less confident in what I'm doing here. Even with that, often will things be difficult. I just don't know how to use this properly. Let me just Google more examples. Oh, 1 second. Python. Bleh. I just need to see more examples of what exactly it is I'm looking at. I don't know as much of the terminology as I maybe should here, but Yeah, I've seen stuff like this. I just don't know what each of these mean, and I would like to, preferably. Is appropriate for a plain stack of layers where each layer has exactly one input tensor and one output tensor. Oh. That's not what I have, I don't think. Because in my case, I need, for each... I assume that each layer would be like each row of my input, which in this case is each image. So for each layer, for each image, I need like one input tensor for each image. Let me just double check. What is this data set? This MNIST. What are you? Oh, is this the handwritten digit thing? Oh, like the... you have a bunch of handwritten digits, and then you output a number from 0 to 9. Is that not the same? That is the same as what I'm doing. Not the same. It's image classifying, where take image, decide thing. So am I misunderstanding layers? Is each layer then like each pixel? In which case, yeah, it would be a 1-to-1. Okay. So... in that case, this might be fine for the input, or 28 by 28, or this might need to be for each thing, in which case this would be 32 by, I think it'd be 3 by 32 by 32. We're looking at what how this is, maybe. And then is this like the number of outputs? Or why 128? Where does 128 come from? Or is that 28 times 28 is... no. I just don't know where this 128 is coming from in the example that I'm following along with, so I don't know what to change it into. But what I do know is that I do have 10 options at the end of this, which does match this. Let me just, I don't know, look up specifically what this is doing. Oh wait, dot flatten. That would be taking this and turning it into a flat array. But I don't need to do that if it's already flattened. So do I not even need this line then? If maybe that's how this works. I don't know. I just don't know how to set this up properly. Sequential groups a linear stack of layers into a tf.keras.model. I learn best by example, so I just find more examples of how this is used, or like an explanation on what the individual things mean. And why things are done the way they are. I know how neural networks do, kind of. Like, I'm expecting the end result of this is that, yeah, I will have, was it 30,000 inputs that then become one of 10 outputs, or become, yeah, 10 outputs, and then it figures out, like, I don't know how to, what calculations I'll be doing for the number of hidden layers, and how many things per hidden layer. Or is that how you work? Is that what this is doing? So is this doing like 128 things in a layer? I don't know what dot dropout is. Dense. Oh, is this? Maybe this is defining like, these are defining each like row of, or like each thing of, yeah, layer, each layer, okay, of a neural network. So like this being the first one, then you make your hidden one, hidden layers, and then this would be the output. So the output's being 10. What does dense do specifically? Let me Google that specifically. Just your regular densely connected. Oh, and it being densely connected means that it's connected to everything. Oh, okay. I understand. Okay, I'm getting some of this. Okay, let me look at the other one. What does dropout do? Okay, I'm connecting the dots here. Applies dropout to the input. Okay. That's like randomly accepting certain inputs or something? Randomly sets input units to 0 at the frequency rate. Oh, interesting. Why would you want that? I think for now, I'm just gonna stick with like a normal, a normal neural network of just input, output, and then a few hidden layers in between that are just normal, being connected to everything, and it figures out the weights. Now, ReLU, is that the thing where it goes like this? Or I probably want this on sigmoid. Don't I? Or, oh, ReLU is... Okay, ReLU is different. ReLU is, rectified linear. Ah, so if it's above 0, it's just whatever it is. If it's less than 0, then it's 0. In my case, what do I want? I'm gonna try... So... I'm gonna try sigmoid. Because I can. I know that's a common one for this. I don't know if any of what I'm doing is like a good or correct thing to do. What's your problem? Why, wait, I see you have 2 brackets. Where's the first one coming from? Wait, what did I delete? I must have deleted something that I wasn't supposed to. Let me find the original example here. Or no, you're just not supposed to have that. Okay, that's it. Okay. So I don't need to flatten anything. I can just go dense where this is the number that was 3 times 32 times 32, 3072. And maybe you will just work like that? Oh, well. I don't even know what I'm doing is in any way correct. I guess the last... Oh, wait, does the first one... No, it probably doesn't make sense for the first one to have an activation thing. If the last one doesn't. So now these numbers, I don't know. So let's try... Let me try... I have an idea. What if I went... I don't know how you usually calculate... I was going to say maybe keep dividing by 2, but that might not be good. The more, the merrier, kind of. Just keep dividing by 2 until I get, like, I don't know, 7. Or should I be going by powers of 2? What is? Oh, let me maybe do that. So, closest power of 2, right below the 300. Let's try 1024. And then like 64 or something. I don't know. Probably there probably is some math that goes into calculating how what these numbers would be in the optimal scenarios, or also how many layers. But whatever. We're just gonna try that and hope for the best. So okay, figured that out. Maybe I didn't. I might still be misunderstanding this completely, and it's all gonna backfire on me. But let's find out. Let's just see what happens if I then go to the next line of this. Let me also uncomment this, or comment out that for now, because I don't need it. Don't want it. So predictions, this is the next thing that I'm seeing here, of just, I don't actually know what this is. What turns a vector of, I think it scores. But apparently if I, well, I gotta print this. This ain't just gonna do on its own. Right? If I do this, then I should see numbers. Just gonna ignore that. It's fine. I got numbers of some kind. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 numbers. That's interesting. That seems like maybe that's a good thing. Use the soft max function, converts these log probabilities. Oh, okay, so if I do whatever this is, and I print that out. So I don't know what prediction like is in this context, but I get that it has to do with like some kind of probabilities of which of the numbers it's going to choose or something. I don't know. These are probabilities now, which could be percentages. I get that. Sure. I trust this. Okay. Now, but I haven't actually done anything to compare the X training data with the Y training data or something. Okay, then we do, it's wanting me to do stuff with, I have this on screen. It's just easier to look back and forth. Just this random tutorial thing that I am following along with. It's using a different data set, but I'm just trying to figure out how to use TensorFlow in the first place. Well, yeah, I've never used it before. I understand the concept behind some neural network related things, but yeah. Okay. So then there's stuff with making a loss function, which I don't even know if I need that. Oh, so loss function used for training. Oh, so it actually is required. Okay, sure. I mean, yeah, if you, with some neural networks, if you generate like a reward function to know how good or bad the thing did, but yeah, to be able to improve it. Sure. I don't know what like log ITS, like it said that like it's a vector of log its or log odds scores. There's scores of some kind, which sure, and then probability, yeah, and then I don't know what that is necessarily, but I guess it's fine. If I'm converting it into probabilities, sure. Sparse categorical cross entropy, sure. Takes a vector of that and a true index and returns a scalar loss for each example. Sure, an untrained model. Okay, this untrained model gives probably is close to random. Okay, what? Yeah, okay, makes sense. Solution knowledge should be close to. Yeah, sure. Okay. Here, put this back over here. I understand conceptually what a lot of this is and how it be doing, but of course I don't know the specifics. Or like, yeah, it's for this neural network. It's how far off it is from actually working. I get that. I don't know what sparse categorical cross entropy is necessarily doing. I also don't know why E is not capitalized there, but sure. Or cross entropy is one word, but I know entropy being a word. Mean different things in different contexts. So if I were to print this, it's going to give me an overall number. That is how much loss there is, which, sure. Okay. And right now this number is very random. But the goal is to basically get this number to be as low as possible. Right? I believe so. Okay. Because basically this is how, like, a measure of how wrong the neural network is, how bad it's doing, the lower the number, like, it's how much error there is, kind of. Or, that's my understanding of this. I could be completely wrong with everything. Okay, so before we start training, configure and compile the model using model.compile. Sure. I don't know what atom is here, but okay. But okay. So, yeah, so it's I guess collapsing stuff to sort of make the model ready to actually do neural network stuff. Some optimizer that I guess is named after some guy named Adam. I imagine this has just different options, but I'll trust that the default one seems good. We got our loss function calculated from here. Metrics is accuracy. I would assume that also, so it's a metrics parameter. I'm going to assume that makes sense because that has to do with, like, getting numbers to be accurate. We want, like, we're trying to, like, make a prediction, have that prediction be accurate to whatever training data. Yeah, I'm assuming this will make sense as input. Now what I will do though is turn this into one line because I prefer it that way. Okay, and then train and evaluate your model. So literally it's just that. Okay. This is so nice of a change of pace from my assignment I did before, where I had to do so much just manually. Epochs, I recognize that word. That's not like generations, is it? Let me double check. I want to Google this and know its meaning. Epoch, instant of time chosen by, no, I need the, in a neural network, what is the definition? Epoch means training the neural network with all the training data for one cycle. So it is number of generations. Haha, I know things. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that does that. It's gonna do things. And then we can, well, let me just run this step by step, make sure things are actually working. I mean, I have no easy measure of, like, are these numbers good? I don't know. We're also just gonna ignore all the errors. Well, not ignore the error, we're ignoring the warnings. So, failed to find adapter that can handle input. Okay. Classless contain. Yes. Okay.